Hafe and good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Guam Congress Building. This public hearing is now convened. It is 2:01 p.m. and this is the hearing for the Committee on Higher Education and the Advancement of Youth, Women, and Senior Citizens. Today we will be hearing testimony on Bill 73-34. 73-34 I introduced a couple of months ago, and so I'll read a brief statement, then I will invite those who have come to testify for this bill up. So, the 2018 Transitory Advisory Committee's Subcommittee on Boards and Commissions and Governance, led by Attorney Anita P. Areola, found that there are 112 boards, commissions, and councils in Guam law, with 945 statutorily required members for all boards. The subcommittee found that the sheer number of boards and commissions is overwhelming. A key component of the administration's priorities was to streamline government and to make it more efficient and eliminate unnecessary waste, red tape, and bureaucracy. The subcommittee also found that several boards and commissions lacked quorum, the ability to make quorum, or had a usefulness that was now in question. The Guam Council on Senior Citizens, created by the 14th Guam Legislature, is one such board that chronically has had an issue with making quorum because of the sheer number of members on the board. According to Public Law 14-139, the Council shall furnish leadership needed for long-range planning, except with the approval of the Director on behalf of and in any name of the Government of Guam, from any government or agency thereof of any person, natural or legal advisory services, donations and gifts, provided, however, that any grants in aid or other form of assistance involving a financial obligation on the part of the Government of Guam shall require the prior approval of the governor and a determination by the division's certifying officer of the availability of funds, adopt such rules and regulations as may be necessary to implement the provisions of this chapter, work along with the director for the coordination or implementation of programs, activities, and services for the elderly, serve as a senior citizens housing board, and in this capacity shall undertake the following: to make or cause to be made feasibility studies regarding the size, cost, site, financing, and planning for the proposed construction of senior citizens' homes, to select an appropriate site for the senior citizens' homes, to prepare or cause to prepare preliminary plans for the construction of the senior citizens' homes, and to engage architects, engineers, contractors, subcontractors, clerical, and any other technical assistance necessary to carry out these purposes, and enter into any and all agreements necessary to carry out these purposes. So we have this board that is really meant to do great planning for our senior citizens and all of our community, but it is also one of the largest boards authorized by statute. It's comprised of 17 members, requiring 9 to constitute a quorum. The size of the board has paralyzed its efficiency and is counterproductive to its intent. The intent of this legislation is to lower the number of members of the board to better facilitate quorum and the effectiveness of the board. So I'd like to call up anyone who is here to testify on Bill 73-34. We have Mr. Bill Regis, Ms. Charlene, and Mr. Arthur. If all of you are providing written testimony, or just Arthur today? Okay.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Senator Shelton, Chairperson, Committee on Higher Education and the Advancement of Women, Youth, and Senior Citizens. I'm Arthur St. Augustine. I'm the Administrator of the Division of Senior Citizens, and this testimony is delivered on behalf of the Division of Senior Citizens of the Department of Public Health and Social Services, and I have been declared by Acting Director Lori Duenas to provide this afternoon's testimony. The following is provided in response to Bill 73-35, an act to amend Section 8105 of Chapter 8, Title 10, Guam Code annotated relative to revising the makeup of the Guam Council on Senior Citizens, to reduce the number of members to better facilitate quorum and effectiveness of the council. The Department of Public Health and Social Services Division of Senior Citizens is in support of reducing the number of members appointed to the Guam Council on Senior Citizens. On this measure, there are 2 points, one in governance and the other is fiscal, to be made with regard to reducing the number of members appointed to the Guam Council on Senior Citizens. With regard to governance, it is anticipated that by reducing the number of council members from 17 to 9, it would result in the Guam Council on Senior Citizens, the council, to achieve quorum and be able to conduct business throughout the coming years. Further, the reduced number of council members could result in each member recognizing that a greater degree has been placed on each of them to provide their input on how services to the seniors in Guam can be enhanced, refined, expanded, or even new services be added to the existing continuum of home and community-based services provided today to the seniors on Guam. Without their presence and their engagement, the Division of Senior Citizens lacks input and guidance from these key stakeholders, who together would be a part of the discussion and design as to how services for seniors should look like on Guam. The council members would assist in providing long-term planning in the development of Guam's aging policy to ensure Guam is prepared for the graying of Guam that supports long-term services and supports for our seniors to age in place, to age in their homes of dignity, respect, and integrity. Through its diverse composition, the varied interests, dedication, drive, and foresight, as well as experience each member brings to the council can truly be a catalyst for results to occur that enhances, expands, and refines services provided to our Manamco, our Manainata. Representation from 3 retiree organizations, GARP, ARP, NARFI, regional representation by key regional areas of our island, North, Central, and South, the Mayor's Council of Guam, and 2 from the community at large will bring greater insights as to the pulse of what is happening in our community from each respective area of expertise and interest, as well as cross-sectional interests and common topical concerns given the island's geographic makeup and close proximity to our seniors that will contribute to shaping Guam's aging policy as each is a vested stakeholder. Their guidance, input, and drive could change the face of aging services on Guam. Therefore, the proposed number of 9 members to the council seems manageable and could lend itself to a quorum being met, and therefore the council able to transact business on behalf of seniors, their support system, both informal and formal, their caregivers, and their families. With regard to fiscal, the impact to the division's funding will be a decrease in the amount budgeted for stipend payments due to council members. Currently in FY19, the budget for the council is $10,200, which is calculated 17 members, $50 per member times 12 meetings, which equal $10,200. For fiscal year 19, no funds were earmarked for a second meeting within a month, which would cost an additional $50 for each council member in attendance, with a monthly cap of $100. The funding allocated for FY19 is based on our division's annual funding cap, as well as prior experience, in that there has been typically 1 meeting per month when the council was in session, coupled with instances wherein there is no quorum. Therefore, funds became available to fiscally support a second meeting if the council were to have one. With a new composition, there would be 9 members times $50 per member times 12 meetings, 1 per month, which would equal $5,400 for 12 months. 7 now going to on 8 months will pass before a council meeting is convened, coupled with a reduction in membership of the council by about 50% would provide sufficient funding for stipends and council member expenses this fiscal year. If the council were to convene in June 2019 and have 2 meetings each month to the end of the current fiscal year, the cost for stipends would be $3,600. Further, $20 per member per month times 9 members times 2 meetings for each month for a total of $3,600 for times 4 months, June through September, will be a total of $1,440 for expenses incurred by the council members in carrying out their duties for the same period of the remaining fiscal year. So the combined total will be stipends at $3,600 plus expenses at $1,400 for a total of $5,040. The remaining amount based on the above information is $5,160, which would be used in supported division operations this fiscal year. Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you very much, Art, for that testimony. Can you say again, when was the last time this council was convened?
I would probably say sometime in 2018, but probably early part. It's been a while since we had a council meeting, so I'm not quite certain as to when the last meeting was.
Okay, and at that time, do you remember if you had quorum?
No, we were having challenges. They were appointed, and we started off pretty strong, and then we started losing the ability to maintain a quorum.
Okay, thank you very much. And is there anyone else who wishes to testify? Okay, there's no one else who wishes to testify on Bill 73-35, so the public hearing for this bill is now adjourned, and for the record, the time is 2:11 p.m. Suduas Masi. We will take a break and come back at 2:30 for the roundtable. Thank you.